Hello guys. Okay, well, I got the Hornet Stinger, so the name, my SP1000 in the dyno room obviously. I've got a Dominator Slip-on on it. I've got the DB killer in it just to start with. The bike is bone stock. We're 4,500 feet here in northern Nevada where I live, where my retirement shop is. I got the power on full. I'm doing the pulls in 5th gear. I'll check 4th and 6th maybe, but I bet it's the same. But I already made 3 pulls and they're 117 to 118. Yeah, they're really restricted, and then probably the elevation's hurting, and the DB killer. So yeah, I've got a whole new graph. I had to redo my gauges and all this stuff, and so we got over that. That stuff seems to be repeating and working. So yeah, I'm going to stick the camera on a tripod over here, and I'm going to make 3 more pulls with the DB killer in it, and I'll do it with it on the I'll take a movie for you. So let's do that. Okay guys, well, it repeated pretty much. It lost 1 horsepower, but earlier when I made the test pulls, I made 3 or 4 of them. It was 70 degrees and about 22% humidity. I use my atomic clock because it makes it more accurate for the room, not the dyno that's metering it inside the box. So you can't really pay attention to the humidity and the temperature. I use mine on the wall. Anyway, so this time it was 73 degrees and about the same humidity, 22%. It lost about 1 horsepower. It's right close. It made 118 twice. It just made 117.96 and another 117.30. So I'm going to let the bike sit just a teeny bit. And then for the heck of it, I'm going to try a 4th gear pull, maybe 2, maybe just 1 or maybe 2. Then I'll go ahead and put it in 6th gear. Let's try 4th and 6th, and just make sure it's kind of makes the same power. The power level's still at 1. I didn't change anything. So let's do that first before changing anything. Again, this is the Dominator Slip-on. Bike is bone stock with the DB killer in it, which I don't know, could be hitting at 2-3 horsepower, who knows, we'll find out in a little while. So let's do that next. Make a couple pulls, 4th gear, 6th gear, see what that does. Alright guys, I'm going to do just 1 pull in 4th and 1 pull in 6th. Let's just see what it does. All right, fourth gear made the same power, and you notice sixth gear, what do you think happened? Speed limiter. See that? Oh, it only went to what? I wasn't paying that much attention, about 10 grand. Yeah, look. That's sixth gear. There's fourth. Okay? So fourth or fifth is the good gear to do it in. Probably when you make more horsepower, better to do it in fifth because you'll get it. I don't think this thing's going to slip anyway. It's not making a million horsepower. It doesn't have that much torque. Fifth's probably the overall better gear to do it in. So, well, guys, here you go. So, I got a bunch of pulls. Let's just say it makes 117 to 118, okay? And it makes about 69 foot-pounds of torque. So here's the red line right now is in fourth gear. Excuse me. The blue line is in fourth gear where it keeps going here, okay? And you saw, oh, sorry, get that out of the way, the cursor. So that's number 7, 117.71, 69 foot-pounds. Now in sixth gear, number 8 there, it for some reason was making more steam down here, and then it barely blipped right there. I mean, that can be anything, okay? And then it started getting into the speed limiter in sixth gear. So, but it's something how it made more in here. You know, that's why I still think. Hang on, let me move this. I'm holding this with my left hand now. Hang on a second. I'm going to go back. Just for example, number 5. Okay, and let's get rid of number 7, which is fourth gear. Okay, remove selected run. Okay. Yeah, see, fifth and sixth are pretty close in the torque here. Fourth gear, it spins up quicker. It's not spinning the tire, but usually on a 6-speed bike, you want to do your pulls in fifth. It puts a more load, smoother load on the motor, and they seem to make more torque and it will make the dyno run more consistent, okay? So, yeah, I think fifth gear is the one to do it in. So, take a little lunch break, let the thing cool down, pull the DB killer out, let's see what it does. Alright guys, I got the DB killer out. It's been about 30 minutes. The room is getting up a little over 74 degrees. I turned my little wall air on now. Now on the atomic clock over here, it's 71 degrees, 20%. So that's good. That's about like earlier. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fire the bike up, turn on all the fans, turn the air fuel on, and from now on we're using fifth gear. We know that's the best gear now. And we'll just keep that all consistent. I haven't changed any modes, nothing on the bike, it's still the same. So let's just see what it does. I'll make 3 pulls. And since the motor has got a little heat out of it now, it's still warm enough, but I'll make 3 pulls, and then we might talk about it a little bit. I'm going to shut the thing off, and I wait 10 to 12 minutes, and then we'll make 3 more. And that'll verify what it makes. The rim should be pretty controlled and without the DB killer. Okay, so let's do that right now. I'm not even going to pause the camera. So here's what the DB killer looks like. It's a 1-inch diameter solid tube, just with a back on it blocking it all, okay? So yeah, it made what, about 2 to 2.5 foot-pounds of torque more, and it made what, 5 to 6 horsepower more. That's a lot. This thing kills it. So later, I'll experiment with this. I'll drill a series of holes in here, maybe 4 1/4-inch holes in, you know, maybe in 4 points, something like that. So when it gets packed in here, it'll be releasing into the center. And then on the back, maybe I'll drill whatever drill bit's going to fit without ruining this thing. Maybe I'll drill 6 even holes, maybe 3/16, just for the hell of it. It's still going to be quieter, but if I can get within a couple horsepower, maybe even 2.5 horsepower, I could live with that to make the thing more subtle. Because this thing, it's not going to be bad when you're just cruising, but when you get this thing revved up and coming on the pipe with this muffler, even though it's longer than the little shorties on the bottom, Mr. Police is going to hear you coming a long way away, okay? But I ain't sacrificing 6 horsepower, that's for damn sure. Okay, so let me grab the camera. I'll go over the numbers with you real quick and we'll make 3 more. So, yeah, so look at that. Look at that numbers now. Wow. So let me, it made 123. This is when the motor was just the right temperature in the room, but it did make the number, okay? But let's, for the hell of it, let's do a best and a best, okay? So let me get rid of, leave the 124 up there we just made, and let me see, run number 5 is, it did make 118 on number 4. Let's put that one. That way it's kind of apples and apples. But yeah, you can see here. Now see down here, the motor doesn't have a lot of back pressure yet. It doesn't hurt it hardly at all. So the dark blue line, excuse me, the red line is with the DB killer in. So number 9, the blue line, is with it just out just now. Okay, right here, that's just how I turn the throttle, but I'm consistently starting around 2400 RPM. Okay, so it made a teeny bit more torque right here, maybe a foot-pound, a couple 1.5 foot-pounds. But see, it's kind of the same, right? Here's your torque curve. But as soon as it starts coming on the power here, the red line in your torque is, the torque's not as substantial loss as the power. So, but that's a couple foot-pounds of torque everywhere. And then up here, it's maybe 2 horsepower, but then look up on the top when it starts humming. Here's 8 grand. Right here's 8,000 RPM. Okay, and yeah, look at the difference right there. Yeah, it just starts corking it up. See? So okay, I'm gonna let it cool off just a little bit more. It was 350, now it's 358. So just a little bit more, and we'll make 3 more pulls, and I don't expect it to be much difference. Let's find out. Okay guys, let's do 3 more pulls with the DB killer out. Not really necessary, but I always like to confirm, okay? guys, so it didn't break 123 that time. It got close though, 122.78, 71 foot-pounds. Closer to 72, 122.06 and 122.83. And that's simply because look at the temperature under the dyno right now. It's 76, and even on the wall it's 74.3. The prior run, the 124, 123, 123 was 72 degrees. So what I'm going to do, instead of putting the stock muffler on it, I still got enough time. The temp today is pretty good. It's not going to get real cold. Let's just keep working. I'm going to go ahead and modify the DB killer right now and we'll try it. Because I don't want to take the muffler off this muffler, put the stock muffler back on, put this, I want to do it all at the same time. Because who cares about the stock muffler? We will do that though before we quit. So I'm going to get to work. You already saw what it did. And I'll show you the DB killer once I either ruin it or modify it. This is going to take a while. It's stainless, of course. Anyway, I just randomly measured, center punched, got a little piece of gel run and a clamp, hold it in place. I'm holding it by hand. Real easy because this is a brand new drill bit. I'm real careful I won't wreck it. These are the pilot holes. So I'm going to turn that. I'm going to go ahead and drill these bigger. Then I'll turn it a quarter turn. I'm going to put, I think, 12 equally spaced holes, probably 5/16, then deal with the end. So let me show you when I get done. It's going to be a while. Okay guys, took me about an hour and 15 minutes, not too bad. So got these holes, okay, these are a little over 5/16. Then I came in here and I got a Sharpie. Didn't want it where the bolt hole goes. I wanted it offset. So I got a Sharpie and made 6 equal. Took me a few tries on this little lip here. And then I looked at it and I wiped it off and I moved it until I thought that looked pretty damn good. Then I went in here. I made a dot and a dot and a dot and a dot. And then I sharpened my center punch and I had this outside in a block of wood in the vise and punch, 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 make sure I had a good center punch. Then I used a brand new 1/8 inch drill bit to drill the pilot holes, and then I worked my way up to 5/16, and then a number drill that's a few thousandths over, but turned out pretty damn good. They're pretty equally spaced, they look good. You always want to drill the clean side first where you're going to see, because you know it boogers up the outside here. I just filed these with a file. And yeah, these are actually a little, I think these are 3/8 or a little over 5/16. Anyway, let me get it installed and let's see if it does a damn thing. You would think it'd have to help, but you don't know until you try it. Oh, just like that, it's installed. Alright, let's get the air fuel stuck back in there, get my exhaust tube back up and fire this thing up and run it. Put some heat in the room, put some heat back in the motor, take a while, but we'll give it a fair chance, see what it can do. I don't think it's going to help it that much, but let's just find out. Okay guys, let's turn everything on. It's 71 degrees in here right now on my atomic clock. It's 5:48 p.m. Got all the doors shut. was impressive. Let me turn the camera off and show you on the screen, okay? Well, with a little work, look what happened. Is that impressive with the DB killer in or what? Yeah, we got within a couple horsepower now, not 5 or 6, because the last 3 pulls with the DB killer removed, it was 74 degrees. Now I got the room down to 71.2 this time. And but look, it was 122.83. So let me let's just go back. Let me get rid of 17, and let me get rid of the first one, and then we'll go to the second pull of the last session, which was number 13. Okay, so look at that, guys, with the DB killer in. That is pretty impressive, and it's going to be mellower and still take the edge off when you're on it hard and when you're just cruising. But I didn't think I'd close that gap that well. But boy, that was a good mod, huh? Free. Sorry, I'm holding my camera with the left hand. So yeah, look up here. So the green is just now. The blue is with the DB killer removed. And sure, it hurt it just a teeny bit, but not that bad, you know. After we flash this, I'm probably going to have Nate flash this one because he owns the bike. He's probably done the very most testing. And, you know, if I can still get within, if it makes like, whatever, 33 or 35 horsepower more, you think I'm going to care whether it makes 2.5 horsepower less with the DB killer in it? I want it to be more mellow. No, I won't. If this didn't make a gap and still was 4 horsepower, it'd be different. But boy, that's really impressive. I'm happy about that. What we're going to do, that was at 5:52. So in just a few minutes, about 3 more minutes, we're going to make 3 more pulls and see what it does. See, the rim's at 70.9, 20%. So earlier today, let's remove 13. Okay, and then earlier today, when it was 72 degrees earlier, the first session, the air was just right, and that thing ripped to 124, but that was only 1 pull. Okay, it did do it, but that was only 1 pull. So let's look at the second pull. Is the second best in that session. That was number 10. Okay, so yeah, it made 123. So we're within a couple horsepower, and you got to remember with the, and look over here how good that is. See, just barely. A couple horsepower is only right here. This is only like 1 horsepower right down here. Okay, so now let's look. Let's get the number 10 gone. And let's look at with the DB killer in. Okay. Let me see. DB killer in. Okay. And that would be number 7, the best one. And look at the difference. Woo! Look at the torque down here with the holes I just put in it. This is number 16, the second pull. This is number 7, one of the best pulls with the DB killer in earlier. And look at the difference in torque right through here. See, it's really packing up right here, and it's really, when the engine's under a load right there trying to pull up, that's when the exhaust get packed in the inside of that end cap. So my theory was put the holes around the outside of the tube like I did, so when it starts making back pressure, it goes to the center of that tube, and then get it out the back with the 6 equal holes that I put. And I've done this quite a while, and I made my own DB killer based off this same kind of theory, and it repeated. Look at that. Awesome, huh? So that's really good. Okay. guys, we banged a 122. Did you see that? Man, I am really, really impressed with what I did with that DB killer. I didn't expect it to take up that much gap. And look at the dyno chart, how smooth it is. Really good. Back to 13, just a second pull. All right, so that's with the 13 is one of the good runs earlier today. With the DB killer we moved. 122.83, 18 is just now, 122.25. We still made 71 foot-pounds of torque on both. Matter of fact, it lost just a tiny little bit up here. We're talking about 1 horsepower in the peak revs, way up in here. But until then, it held its own. Really good. Let me get the camera. I'll show you on this screen if you can't see it good enough. All right, guys. Those are the last 3 runs right there, with the DB killer in that's modified. Okay, I thought I'd show you the air fuel. So of course the red line all the way across is 13:1. So we're up at 14.8 or so all the way, and then it gets a little richer, close to 13. Probably how the secondaries are closed or opening slightly, whatever, right around 9 grand, it looks good. And it goes back up a little over 14:1. So upstairs, that's why it's still making decent power, because they'll still make pretty damn good power at 14:1, okay? But I just wanted to show you the air fuel. That's bone stock, everything stock other than the muffler. My plan is to put a K&N or a DNA air filter in the air box, then flash it. I'm not putting a full header on it. I don't care about 3 more horsepower way up top. I don't want it too damn loud. And man, I am happy with this DB killer mod. It's unreal. So now we're going to I'm going to let it cool down so I don't burn myself to death, and put the stock muffler on, and we'll do a couple sessions with that, and we'll see what it does. I'll be back. Okay guys, got the heavy turd back on there. The quiet turd. So let's see what it does. This is going to be it. I'm going to make 3 pulls, and we didn't take long, so that's going to be good enough. I have no air fuel because you can't stick the tube down inside. Right around here there's a flat plate. It's useless. We don't care about that. All we care is, let's see the power numbers, horsepower and torque in the curve. So let me get the camera mounted, and got everything working good today. See my dyno room, guys? It's awesome. I worked really hard on this, all the way from when I was 17, 18, all the way. National championships and records and all kinds of good stuff. Okay, let me get the camera mounted, get rolling. Okay, turn on the fans, let's go. Stock muffler affair. that shows you how good Honda made that muffler, didn't it? No reason to make any more pulls. We did it soon enough. The room is 72 right now. It was 71.8, 19% instead of 20. So no reason to run it to death. It's not going to do any better. So let's look at those. 21, hang on a second. These always get out of order for some stupid reason. So there you go. Let me shut the camera off and look at it up close. Okay guys, there's the 3 runs right there with the stock muffler. Same room, same day, same bike, 5th gear. Pretty good. Very smooth, still repeating. 3rd run is always going to drop a little because you're getting heat around the airbox and the motor and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty impressive. But I still think a slip-on's worth it, even if you didn't do anything, because you drop a ton of weight, and we still made, what, 2 to 3 horsepower, you know. But let me shut this off a second, and I'll put the other ones on here, and let's analyze the 2 best with DB Killer mod and this one. Okay, so let me change that and get back. Okay guys, I got 3 pulls up there. Number 10 is one of the very best pulls. No DB Killer. Okay. Number 18 is with the DB Killer mod. One of my best pulls there. 122.725. And you see the torque. And then that's the best pull just now, number 22 with the stock muffler. Stock muffler did pretty damn good. But look down here around 5 grand. And in this area here it's got a little dip. Then about 5 to 6 grand. See the torque? It's about 2 foot-pounds of torque. And then it evens and it's a little more. But then upstairs, the horsepower, see the number? That's the green on the bottom, the horsepower up on the top here. That's the green. Stock muffler is pretty good, but there's substantial difference. And you got to remember, I like a little sound because of a vacuum cleaner. The Dominator Slip-on weighs like half the weight of a stock muffler. That's always a bonus, and handling a little bit too, and it sounds nice. And you got to remember, when we tune this thing and put an air filter in it, and it's making what, 30 more horsepower probably at minimum, 28 to 35, who knows? That's when the stock muffler would just completely restrict it. Once you get that thing tuned right and the secondaries are open and the air feel good and all that. So that's that. I thought that was a really productive day. Alright guys, this is going to conclude this video. It is 6:42 p.m. Still bad on my cancer. I'm running out about 2 cylinders, Dale Walker. But hey, I love this shit. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. That concludes this video. Please hit the bell, give me a thumbs up, say hi, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. I don't know, that's going to be pulling this thing apart, whatever I'm doing. So you guys have a good day. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.